I was watching something, and a guy said something that was very intriguing. He said, quality of life minus envy equals how happy you are. And I was like, holy crap. That's why people have never been more depressed and sad and need a therapist because it's so easy to be envious. Because 100 years ago, you couldn't travel the world in a moment's notice. You via the internet and see what someone has. You would literally have to travel across the country, get on a boat, go like you might die along the way. So you're not gonna figure out what someone has in England. You're just gonna be happy with what you have. And you're only comparing yourselves to the couple of farms around you or something like that. And when I heard that, I was like, that is so true. Because I'm pretty happy and I don't have a lot, but I'm also not envious. Why would I be envious of somebody with a really nice car? Because you don't know how they got that nice car. What if they cheated a whole bunch of old people out of money to afford said car? I'm good. I don't need that car that bad. I don't need to make people feel bad and make their quality of life worse so mine can be better. No, thank you. Or what if they're just simply up to debt to their eyeballs? And they're like, how am I going to make the payment? Oh no. But on the outside, it looks like they got it. So I haven't really been envious. I'm short. I'm 5'4". Very short. I'm the average height of a woman in the United States. And people have asked me, Kevin, would you want to be taller? And then I ask, what do I have to give up? And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, well, if I'm going to be taller, do I have to give up something? Because if you're going to put all my qualities on a little spin, no, thank you. I don't need to be taller. I'm good because there are some qualities that I do not want to lose. And being taller is not going to help me in a way those qualities would. So I've never really been like, oh, they're tall, I'm envious. Whatever. Get to know them. They have a lot of flaws too. And I guess that's why I'm just not envious because if somebody has a whole bunch of nice things, okay, but what kind of person are they? Because you see people all the time that have everything in the world and they're so unhappy, bitter, angry. Just, it's like, yeah, I'm envious of them. No. Because I see the whole picture, not just that one little thing that, ooh, that's nice. Because it takes all of them to be able to get that, not just they have it. And somebody that inherits a whole bunch of money or is just born into money and gets whatever they want, generally they are not even close to the quality of person that their parents are that worked for that money. They're just not. You learn lessons when things aren't going the best for you. When things are going great, you don't really learn a lot. Not about yourself. I mean, you can read and watch things and watch others and learn life lessons, but when you're in it, those lessons stick and it allows you to teach others those lessons. Because being a para and helping teachers and stuff like that, truly understanding something is being able to teach it. If you can't teach it, then you really don't understand it that well. You just don't. You might understand it to get a good grade or whatever, but you really don't truly understand it if you can't teach it. And this guy was talking that said this about like he's like 50 years ago standing in a hot shower we don't understand like that is such a pleasure that they never experienced. He said 50 years ago. I'm like, uh, we have it so good, yet we don't focus on what we have, we focus on what others. And that's why I think minus, we're in a negative because we're so envious and we don't care about what we have, we only want more. I'm happy with a place to live. I can eat what I want. I'm not going to miss a meal. I can turn on my air if it's hot, turn on the heat if it's cold. And it's freaking expensive, but I can afford it if I have to. And that air conditioning, it's great. It's hard for me to sleep when I'm hot and sweaty. It's just hard. And just all the things that we have, and yet we're so unhappy. Being able to go to the grocery store, simply buy a package of meat versus going out there, killing the cow, gutting it, skinning it. It's a little more difficult. I think people would have a problem with that nowadays. If all of a sudden just we were knocked back 100 years ago, so many people would die. It'd be very sad to watch some people attempt to live. So I guess this video is don't be envious. Look at what you have. You can look at someone else and be like, "Ooh, how did they get that? How do I model that?" Okay, like not necessarily a role model, but almost a step-by-step plan into how to achieve that goal. Okay. But to covet or be envious of what someone else has, it doesn't really do anything for you. It only makes your life worse. So why not just focus on the positives in your life and the negatives to make those positives? Like, that's all we can do. Sitting there scrolling on your phone or whatever, I want what they want, I want what they want. Oh, why do they have this and I don't? Like, it it does nothing for anyone. Making all negative comments and it does nothing. It just it's torture. You are torturing yourself by doing that. So just be happy with what you have, with who you are, with the gifts that God gave you and the negatives that he gave you. Because I have multiple negatives that I feel that I've turned into strengths. I was a very, very, very angry young man. Very angry. Lost my temper so quickly. Now, I don't really lose my temper all that often at all. And I use that fuel to drive me to where my anger is kind of turned into a positive. Do I get angry? Of course. I lose my temper. We all do. Especially driving. That's probably my biggest trigger. But I've gotten so much better with driving in the last 3 or 4 years. To where it's just, I can't control what anyone else does. I can't control them. If we're going 40 and a 60, I can't do anything. I'm stuck. So why am I torturing myself by getting angry? I've said it before. Does God give you more patience or does he give you opportunities to be patient? Each and every drive is an opportunity for me to be patient and to not lose my temper and to not allow others to dictate my happiness, my anger, my sad, whatever. Each and every day I'm presented with that opportunity. And so are you. You just have to take the challenge.